Hello, my name is Brianna Leffler, and tonight we're going to be talking about Vygotsky's social learning theories that he came up with. So he definitely started to talk about how children learn from other people around them, and maybe even other children, but mostly other adults. And so the first category that he talked about was mentors. So children are very observant and they're very curious, and they may ask something as simple as, I think the book mentioned, like how the weather changes and how, or they may ask why or why over and over. So they learn from us explaining things to them, and we may present challenges and ask them questions in return. And if they don't know, maybe explain it back to them. That might be part of daycare or Head Start, or even schooling is really helpful in that aspect. So once we explain things, we usually add the crucial information, which maybe the kids had no idea about. So it's a good learning experience for them. Another example is scaffolding, which is something where we kind of guide them into the proximal zone, I think it was mentioned, where an example is if you're baking brownies or cookies, you kind of guide their hand as you're mixing it together to show what it should be like so you don't make a mess, or how it is specifically, or such as crossing the road. You really want to make sure that you hold their hand and tell them to look both ways. Don't try and cross if there's a speeding car, to pick those things out in life. And another thing is the over imitation, which could be a negative thing. They may watch a adult's habits or listen to their language and may copy the languages, such as cursing or a bad habit that you don't want your child or a child in general to obtain as they start to grow up. So we really have to keep an eye on that as we're trying to teach children, or as we become to have children of our own, or nieces and nephews. We really have to be mindful of that. But kids also learn something as private speech, which is basically just they talk through something to themselves, and they tell themselves what they're doing, and it's almost like a learning process that as adults we don't do as much, or maybe some do, but definitely as children, like if you listen to them, they will talk themselves through stuff. Or something as simple as playing with Play-Doh, they'll tell you what they're building, or they'll tell themselves whether no one's around or everyone's around. And so yeah, I think that is all I have for Vygotsky's social learning. Thank you.